both videos on YouTube that are pretty cool. Got some fun stuff on the TikTok to check out. If you haven't seen any of my videos, I've been trying to make them more progressively funny as we go on. Hopefully the music is not blaring on this evening. And since people still have eardrums, you get to listen to me yap a little bit while we go ahead and try to get our daily wins done. Let's go. So I think we're going to start off with... I've been working on Mardu equipment, but I still am not confident yet, and I still need a lot more wild cards, especially rare ones. So we're going to start off with the Orzhov here, and we're not going to do ranked because ranked has been honestly kind of mean to me lately. Especially anyone out in TikTok land, if you do have feedback on the volume here, feel free to let me know. It's been a little bit testy. And we are not off to a good... Alright, well that is a hand. That definitely is how we are starting this one off. It's not a lot of cards, but boy howdy are they honest cards. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pay the 2 life. Get that Dragoon Lance right out the rip. Hopefully our poor little Dragoon will live to see the next turn. Nope. They're taking away my poor flight, but you know what? That's okay, because that gives us a swamp. Drawing a swamp will also give us a swamp. And we're just going to dunk the Leyline Axe there and try to get 4 damage. It's a little bit slower than what this deck's used to, but, you know, worse things have happened here with this deck. So definitely appreciate everyone on TikTok. TikTok really seems to be popping off there. And of course, this has really been the experience lately of playing on Arena, is just seeing this deck with Avengers Disassembled, Demolition Field, and I kind of get the concept behind it. I understand why just having this cheap board wipe for cheap low toughness things, but it also just feels like a waste, you know? It does work. I do lose to it quite often. But like just throwing the Fin Fang Foom out here when he's about to eat a cruel bent blade. Yeah, that's not fun there, is it, buddy? That's not fun at all. We get the boots out for when Winter Soldier comes back out. And we go ahead and hit for quite a bit. I think to their detriment, they tried to Fin Fang Foom a little bit too early. But you know what? That's okay. I don't mind winning. Thor. So they're going to try to hit me. Let's see what they've even got. They've got Disassembled. They've got Price of Freedom. Nope. Well, let's go ahead and, yeah, just load this up because we want to kill Thor. Unalive Thor, if you will. Which, that is game. Yep. There we go. Double strike, saving lives and winning games yet again. I've seen some Boros builds of equipment, especially with dwarves going on. So I think this is a fun time to try to give wacky equipment decks a try. I thought Izzet Lessons would be dead, but not quite. I do think Mono Green is kind of dead right now. I have yet to lose a game since Badger Mole Cub ban to mono green, so that's been really dope. But you know what? We'll see what happens here. Got a lot more Dimir and Sultai. See where I'm going against a young Avenger here, but I am a true Avenger. And we're going to avenge all over the place with Swordsman and Ronin. So we got some fun stuff here on this opening hand. All right, this is a perfect 7 to keep with the Leyline Axe. We might be going against Landfall. Let's see. Whatever land they... No, they're going blue. Okay. Well... This is where we've got to make a choice if we're going to try to get somebody out and equipped. I don't think so. I think we're going to go a little bit slower than I'm used to with this one. Into the bricks. We're going to hit the bricks here. But good for them. All right. Super Soldier Serum is a great pickup. We're going to start with Swordsman. If we miss our land drop this next turn, there's still something we can, especially because they're continuing to ramp, but we did not. So we are going to have some fun with it. We did not get another villain, but we did get another Swordsman. But we wouldn't have haste. So this is a fun little thing we can, in fact, do. Or we could just go Super Soldier Serum. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to tap the Mind Stone. Just in case they're holding something tricky up. Let's try to get them to do that. Swordsman, you are now a Super Soldier. Going to grab those and hit 412. We don't get the connive trigger, so that is unfortunate. Oh, yep. And that's okay, though. It's okay because Ronin's going to come out. And, yep, they really did not like Swordsman doing what Swordsman does. Ronin can come right out, and he can put on a skateboard. And we'll just swing for 4. Threaten them with lethal next turn. They're probably going to drop another Auracite. If we can get another land, that would be nice. But otherwise, Adelbert plus Skateboard. Unless they also are holding up a counter spell. Nope. Day of Judgment. No, they might be. They might still have... Okay. We're gonna risk it. We're gonna go and try to get the quick win here. Skateboard. Let's see if we can get totally tubular. They've got something. Is it a bounce off? Nope, they do not have it. That was fun. Good way to start off the evening here. Even then, Adelbert, the lifelink on Adelbert is kind of funny. That has often done a lot of the work for me. Definitely is one way to spend a Friday night playing some Magic. Not in person, but you know what? Arena's good. Arena's good when you got nothing else going on. And we are ready. I keep trying to get the Dr. Doom deck, but I am not going to pay above MSRP for that dang diddly thing. This is a weird opening hand, but it's not terrible. I don't mind sacrificing a skateboard here. I'm gonna take 4 damage right out the gate, but yeah, I definitely don't mind just playing down a skateboard now. Try to bait them out into doing something weird. Nope. Did not realize the Doom sleeves had that little glowy eye effect. Why do they want to steal my bad cards? But can someone tell me why? Anyone out there? Why I have 3 Godless Shrines, 2 Super Soldier Serums, and 3 Skateboards in my opening hand? I need a mathematician on standby here, and he took the 1 creature, so we knew that was going to happen. But you know what? That just means we can do that. Because I don't got nothing to play now. I got nothing at all. I continue to have nothing at all. There are, I think, 20 creatures in this deck, and at least 4 equipment that can act as a creature. So, yeah, it's a little strange here. Just a little odd that we're still just drawing land and more artifacts. Math seems to not apply when you play Magic the Gathering. Hey, there we go. Big Adelbert, who's going to get hit with removal promptly, but you know... Oh, maybe they're going to allow this to happen. Just maybe. So sadly, we do need to play a skateboard, but what we can do... We'll put 1 more down. Yep, shoot the sheriff. But honestly, at this point, everything we should be playing should be a creature. So we've drawn 5 lands. There are only 20 in the deck. We've drawn almost every non-creature spell other than 3 more Leyline Axes. Hey, there we go. Although villains are not outlaws, and I hate that. But you know what? We're gonna put a 6 skateboard on Swordsman. Okay. Yeah, he knows everything in my hand, so it doesn't really matter. Come on, what removal do you got, buddy? Come on. Are they really not going to crush my hopes and dreams? Am I allowed to dream today? I think they're doing something. They might be trying to make a 3/3 creature? Maybe? They are definitely... I'm just gonna send out a little Jimothy there. Like, hey buddy, Jimothy's here. For those unaware, they did in fact add Jimothy to Arena. Jimothy is, you know what, I really want to be upset with all of the corporate pandering we have seen in regards to something as pure as this lovely little boy, Jimothy. But you know what? If I can have a Jimothy on everything, I will. I will make sure that Jimothy reigns supreme. Just like Doom. Jimothy is the new Doom. Okay, there. Yep. All right. They do appear to be roping me out here. But now we have to play the mind game of whether or not this is because they have something or because they don't want to admit defeat. I can never tell. You can never tell. Or they may have just expired. No? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hit you for 14, bud. And then I'm going to get rid of another skateboard. I'm going to... Yeah, they just let it resolve. All right. They did, in fact, let that happen. Which makes me think that since they did, in fact, let that happen, that they are... Oh, no, they're back. They're back. Ugin. No one likes you, Ugin. Go away. Did they top deck that Ugin? That's what I think happened here. But they're tapped out, so... And they already know. I'm surprised they're not... Yeah, there we go. I think it took them a while. They probably thought I didn't know what I was doing. Question mark. But hey, we are 3-0 and still rolling here. Oh, and ready for the next one already. Cyberman. Or Say Bye Man. Okay, this is not a quick start, but it is not a completely dead hand, so we will go ahead and give it a shot. Put down the boots with the furs. I wish Ronan was, in fact, a villain so bad. But we're going to go ahead. We'll start there. Okay, so we're going to see some Golgari action. But thing is, this deck is a little bit too fast for Golgari, as you are about to see. Winter Soldier comes down. He picks up a free axe. He puts on some boots. We've got 8-3 with double strike trample. We're going to connive about it. We don't need the double Ronin. We're going to hit for 18 damage right out the gate. Let's go. Life gain is real good when you have the ability to gain life, or you just get taken out on turn 3. You know? I've started to gather that a lot of people don't like getting hit for like 18 damage on turn 3 in standard. It's a very wild concept, but it seems to do the trick. For those Commander fans in the audience, the starting life total of standard is 20. 18 minus 20 minus 18 is a lot of numbers. My editor hanging out in the background reminded me that it was only 17 damage. I do not trust my editor. Okay, so we are good to go. Yeah, I think this is definitely one of the hands of all time, but Dragoon's Lance is gonna definitely come in handy here. The original build I had of this was just covered in job select, because literally anything that counts for artifacts matter. It just job select, just the coming in. It's the same reason why germs are so good. You just get the creature, you get the thing, it does the thing, and if they use removal, you still have the artifact, and if they use artifact removal, you still have the creature. Yep, so they are going to try to firebend me. And I'm going to fail to draw a land. And that is the real enemy here. But ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to 4 mana. And once we've gotten to 4 mana, we're going to get firebent on a little bit more. Tablet, which honestly, if Wizards has gotten the taste of blood... Oh, okay. Thank you. That was so nice of them. We're going to go ahead and black. Okay. Yep, that's what we're going to do, but we're going to... Okay, it does not matter yet. I mean, they're tapped out, so, boom. Although we're in that very uncomfortable position where we are now top decking 4 creatures. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. But if they could just hit me with the Price of Freedom a little bit more. Yeah, so we're gonna have a completely null turn here, but that is okay. Okay, they've got the capstone off. Let's see what they're gonna cast out of it. They're gonna cast Thor, which is fine. I probably will lose this due to the Thor damage. But you know what? They are mostly tapped out, and without any blue available, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable about what we need to do next. Just let them take a look at this nice little dagger here. They have to sacrifice a creature. Throw down the boots. Hopefully they'll hit me and ramp me a little bit more. Pull some more stuff out. They hit the capstone. Tablet. Into Revelation, which they do have more than enough mana for. And they do have enough. Aw, they might have accidentally bounced the blade. That would have been funny. Yep, well... I swear there are plenty of creatures in my deck. Arena just does not believe in giving them to me. Oh, hey, Dr. Lobster. Very, very good observation there. Still getting used to this whole multi-streaming thing. Yeah, math is truly the final boss. And there's Accumulate Wisdom. Good old Wan Shi Tong wanting to end my life here. But you know what? What are we going to do about it? Not much. We're just going to kind of wait and see here. Avengers disassembled. They're going to get up to 7. That is GG's. Tablet is just too good. That is really my main takeaway from that last game. Like, I don't know, it feels a lot less bad than queuing against, say, Selesnya before Badger Mole Cub got banned. And it feels a whole lot less bad than queuing against, say, Lessons, because Gran, for those that don't know too much about Standard, Gran was the scariest thing. Gran from Avatar was the hands down scariest creature in Magic the Gathering for a time. It was awful. It was very awful. I was really hoping we would have hit something a little bit more impactful there. But we're just gonna put down Swordsman. You know, either I'm drawing every single artifact in my deck or I'm not drawing any. We don't have haste, so putting Winter Soldier down is kind of a waste. Gonna go ahead, do some conniving. Throwing Winter Soldier in the discard is actually beneficial to our overall strategy. We're going to get a little bit of damage from mobilizing here, but they are down to 9 already, so it's not too scary. Belladonna took, okay, I can see what they're aiming for here. They're trying to bring Mardu back in a big way, and I can appreciate that. I mean, I can go ahead and just... Doesn't matter here. Alright, they've mobilized successfully. If we put down Winter Soldier, we could get another equip. But we'll go ahead and we'll just get him. We'll just swing thusly. We'll connive a bit. We'll get rid of the other Winter Soldier. It's a bold strategy to leave yourself at 1 life. They had a second Belladonna took. Okay, they're trying to basically just throw a wall of bodies here at Whiplash. But this is once again block skis there to heal. Let the rest go through. And then we are at 4-5. That's not where we want to be at. But we'll go ahead. Make Adelbart a little bit bigger. Go ahead and we will swing. Yep, they did the math. Even just the threat of getting my life total back up is sometimes enough to just get people to stop. Arena's a fun game sometimes. Wild cards can be redeemed for cards of any quality. Yeah, give me some. Give me the gold. All right. There's so many nasty things I want to do with the Hobbit cards, but you know what? Game's got to give them to me first. All right. What do we got going on here? Yeah. This is not what I would like to keep, but this is what we're gonna keep. We're gonna go ahead and start there. We can get the skateboard down and tap the Leyline Axe because it's funny. Oh. They're gonna done get rid of my swordsman. No? They must be really afraid of removal here. If they do not have removal to deal with swordsman, he is going to be... They're holding up. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to play our skateboard. We're going to tap the Blossoming Marsh. Let's see. Do we just get this? No. You know, that's what I thought was going to happen, but you know what? We had to make it happen. Oh, okay. Unholy Annex it is. But you know what? They're tapped out. We top-decked Winter Soldier. Boom. And if somehow Bucky lives, next turn is going to be a big world of hurt for them. If all they have is... Yep. Okay. In 2 turns, we are back to having some fun with Winter Soldier. As long as we draw. They got Mosswood out. Oh, or we just top deck yet another Winter Soldier. That always is an option here, is just keep throwing Buckies at them until the problem is solved. And then they're going to -3.
Follow my instructions, and you might survive.
Okay. If I could draw yet another Bucky. I mean, that not a Bucky, but that is that is in fact something that can attack. Because Skateboard is hands down one of the best cards in the game, and I will not hear any other slander. But if they do play another Dellen Fell, I will cry. Fear Doc. Where's the Unholy Annex? Okay. I can appreciate that they're attempting to turn things around. They just want to show me what they have in their hand. Yeah, because I'm going to be at 6 with 5 at double strike. More than that, even. Like, that was nice of them. Boom. And I know I had a lot of very, very spicy top decks there. But honestly, that's what should be happening with the deck once you have a majority of the non-job select or creatures, when you have all those artifacts out of the way. There is basically no removal other than the 2 blades in this deck. And, you know, like, it's one of those things, like, maybe I do put a Rhodes in, maybe I do put in some Bitter Triumphs in, especially to deal with Planeswalkers, just to give me a little bit more of a way around getting rid of Ugin. But also, why would I do that when I can just hit them over and over and over again? This is interesting because Adelbert's going to come out as a 4/1, a 4/3 right away. So this makes me this is where I get torn here, because if I pull Adelbert out on next turn, I will have enough to equip the boots. So we're going to do that. We're going to just let them have... Yep, Okay, I'm feeling very good about my life choices now. And I'm hoping that 6-4 Ward 1 will be enough to distract them. Yeah, don't look at him. Don't even look at Adelbert. He's just hanging out. Stay on your side of the board. No, they didn't even know what was going on, but they made some bold assumptions. It was much worse than they assumed. Prairie dog. Much, much worse than they assumed. Because I keep seeing Super Soldier Serum getting slept on, and I do not understand why. Hope everybody who's watching this is having a good time, if not live, during the good old VODs. I do have those up as well. Definitely, if you're seeing this either live or recorded, certainly feel free to take a look at my YouTube, at Manacooler, over on YouTube. Got a lot of long form content there. That's really great, if I say so myself. We have no equipment here, but we have a lot of good... Hey, there we go. Lava Spur. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna try to make me a little bit bigger. Okay. Is this a waste of the serum? Yes, but it is baiting out Divert Disasters. So if we get one more land. Oh, this is where we gotta make some choices here. So we can hit them for 5 or we can hit them for 4. The great thing about Winter Soldier is if they counter Winter Soldier, I'm just going to get Bucky back. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and see if they have removal in response. Nope. Hit for 7. Boom. They've got some consultation to do. I thought Neo was supposed to be the chosen one. Yep. Although we have 3 mana at our disposal. They're going to go ahead and probably pick Winter Soldier for Deadly Cover-Up. Oh, wow, that's so shocking. I would have never known that was going to happen. Yep. And they saw my hand, so they knew. See, that's the real problem with using something like Deadly Cover-Up, is you get to see what fate befalls you. You lose that optimism you have for the rest of the game. Sometimes better off not knowing what's in your opponent's hand and just seeing what happens. You rob yourself of the joy of the experience. We have no haste, but once again, there are 8 haste enablers in our deck. So we're going to go ahead and just start off nice and slow here. And we're just going to keep building up the Dragoon Lance. If they keep removing the hero tokens, all that's going to do is make Adelbert that much bigger. Oh, okay. Someone after my own heart here playing Ravenous Robots. They know what's up, but you know what? We also know what's up. So at best, they can get six robots if they played out 3 cards out of their hand. And that might happen. Nope, they bursting. They're attacking with the robots. All right. Boom. Boom. Robots are no longer ravenous. Let's go. If I could get one more mana, we can swing with Adelbert right away for a juicy 6 with lifelink. It's not the ideal strat, but then next thing, I have another one waiting in the wings. They did warp in the Hellkite. Okay, so this is not quite going the way we want it to go. But you know what? We're still in it. They do have enough to rewarp the Hellkite back in. But they are tapped. And we just hit 4. So, fun times. We're going to go ahead and Adelbert. Going to go ahead and... The Serum would be funny right now, but we really do need to get some damage going on. Get us back up to 17. If we top deck 1 land, we are in business. Because I think this is truly mono red, is what it looks like. Normally when I'm seeing artifacts, I'm expecting a little bit more. Waiting for him to try to, maybe they only have burst lightnings and they're being a little bit conservative with it. Nope, they had 2. They're going to swing with the Hellkite. Oh, they're just going for it. All right. They are very confident in whatever they have going on here. And let's see if this actually connects. Nope, it doesn't because they don't let it connect, but it connects in our hearts. That was going to be a load of damage, too. That was going to be a good amount of damage. But you know what? We don't get to choose the damage we do in this game. We are at behest of the auto shuffler. That's why I still prefer to play in paper. Ready. All right, Whiplash is giving us some Whiplash here because we don't have a way to play Whiplash. This is such a black heavy hand but I think this is where we're gonna want to start. We have enough to do some 6 skateboard tricks right out the gate here. We do have to get rid of the super soldier serum, but Ronin's gonna help with a lot of those mana costs, especially if we do end up getting Leyline Axe, although they have a mountain, so yeah, burst lightning, that's the way the news goes. Let's go ahead and drop the skateboard now. Tap itself, because I think that's funny. Okay. Well, this is not really what I'm looking for here. May I please have a land? A singular land. In the interim, I will pet Appa. All right, that does not look like a land. That does, in fact, look like Bucky Barnes. I mean, Thank you. Can you do it to one of my skateboards next? Now, minor pet peeve here. I do love how Magic has been putting in a whole bunch of like legendaries and stuff, even though it's weird for game design purposes. And I do love how they have some things that it's like, they'll take a semi-known piece of a fandom for the Universes Beyond and they'll make it not legendary. But can someone please tell me why Great Hall of the Biblioplex is not legendary? Is there a reason behind that? It is a place. It is a Great Hall of the Biblioplex. It is a named place. It represents a place. Make it make sense. When life hands you Winter Soldier aid, make more Winter Soldiers. Things said by Russia during the MCU. They are in awe of my top decking ability as they go ahead and disassemble me one more time. Every planes they remove from my deck just makes me that much more powerful. Oh, they got one card in hand. Yep. Well, here's where we have a little bit of fun. So first things first, I'm going to destroy this library by throwing a skateboard at it, because that's radical. However, they may be able to just kill me here. To unalive me with Fing Fang Boom. Okay, I do in fact need to... Oh. Yeah, I'll take that action. They have 4. Nope. And we're going to go ahead and drop a blade. Got him. So, this does prove to me, since last time I've streamed, I've made a few little tweaks to the creature count. And then putting in that blade from the Hobbit has really kind of made the difference when we get to those drops where they do drop the one creature at a time, namely Fing Fang Foom, or say an Eddie Merc Crab or something like that. Y'shtola, our #1 commander, let's go. The Ur-Dragon hath finally been defeatedeth. I mean, I don't really like seeing... Oh, they're friendly. I like friendly people. They make the game fun. They'll be rewarded with approximately 1 Jimothy for their travails. No, they're playing Blight. I don't like them no more. Oh, goodness. Well, in that case, we're going to try to make them blow up their own stuff. And we are not going to swing. Because I just now realized that that's not just a goblin. That other creature type is great. It is an outlaw. I did not realize that goblin believes in outlaw country. Death in the family. They really hit me. They really hit me with the Ninja Turtles. I mean, they're going to deal 1. Do they have a Burst Lightning held back? No, they're just going to blight me. I mean, I don't care that I'm a 2/2 with Double Strike and Trample. Honestly, that's still enough to win games here. A Curse Crafter. Got a real Danhausen on our hands. We're going to go ahead and we're going to swing first. We're going to connive down the Dragoon Lance. Boom. What I would not give for Ronan to be a villain. Mr. Barton deserves it when he's wearing that costume. I'm sorry. I think that is definitely a flavor fail. I mean, this boy got Menace, and he descends. I mean, I don't see flight going on here. And then, yeah, that's it. Pizza time. I wish it was pizza time. I could definitely go for some pizza. Or at least the idea of pizza. I think that's the real reason I really like Ninja Turtles. Everyone thought I was mad for enjoying the amount of pizza that came with Ninja Turtles. I disagree. I think that I think there should have been double the amount of pizza. The Pizzasaur was excellent. I will defend that Pizzasaur with my life. Until I myself am Pizzasaur. moves here. Great comeback story. Never give up. That's honestly some of the best advice for playing Magic the Gathering. Just don't ever, unless you have no Ezio. I forgot they put an Ezio avatar. I am so jelly. I wish I had that. Yeah, that's a hand. We're gonna keep the Leyline Axe. That will come in handy. And we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna drop it now. Tap the Leyline Axe. Okay, they Slayton over here. Gonna go ahead and Swordsman. Yep. That was probably in their best interest. Oh yeah, that was definitely not gonna go well for them. Dragoon's Lance. Go nice and slow here. We're not going to try to rock the boat too much. So it's going to be like that, eh? Well, we're also going to give ourselves a little bit of ward here because the game decided that 3 lands is 1 land too many. They're really just going to spam Bolt Waves. All right. I very desperately need Idlebart now. Well, that, you know, a land would be nice, though. I will still take a land. If you can give me a land, there is a healthy amount of lands in the deck. It would be nice to have one. Okay, so they're aggressive with what they're doing. But if they do not have a way to remove Idlebart, which it looks like they don't. Well. Yeah, you got a Vibrant Outburst. That's 10. And tap. Okay, do they have direct damage? Because I really think that this is gonna... Nope. And see, that is the problem with Bolt Wave, is while it is a fun card to do silly things with, if you do not use it responsibly, you end up in situations where you can't finish games. It is more important to have flexible removal options or flexible damage. I actually did a whole video recently on flexibility, mostly card evaluating for deck choices, commander focused, mind you, but yeah, that's over on my YouTube. I definitely recommend checking that out. It's the thing that sounds fun is to hear me yap about that for a bit. It was fun to make that one. All right, so this is, once again, another one of those hands where a single land, if I can get to my 3rd land drop, we are gonna be in business here. We're gonna try to play Swordsman without getting removed. Okay, they seem to not... this is the one problem with Arena, is the way that Arena does responses. It looks very much like they do not have any counter spells in hand. I, however, am not allowed to have my 3rd land. It apparently is illegal to have a 3rd land drop out of this deck now. But Swordsman is going to make sure that we don't really need it. They do have a response now, so they were skipping. They were being little taunters there. They were being tricksy hobbitses. We're gonna go ahead and once again we're failing to get our lands. We're gonna tap down the red and the blue for whatever good that does. He's gonna float it. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better about the situation at hand, especially because I can now put the boots on, and he'd have to crack the treasure. We're gonna not. Come on, game. Can I please have a third land drop? Please. Do you see how many lands this Sacred 922? They're very ambitious with their 5 lands and a treasure, and they're already popping off. They're hitting Storm. That is a lucky... What even is... Yeah. No, land is illegal. I mean, I can do this. Let's go ahead and the jig's up. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do that. See, I look entirely insane when I do things like that. But there's a reason. There is entirely a reason, because I really... Okay, well, that's... They just hit me for 21, because lands just don't land. All right. Good job, buddy. And see, this is why I constantly struggle with not just playing Lorcana. If Lorcana had a official online client, I'd probably be playing that instead. But you know what? Until Lorcana does have an official online client, you know, with the way things have been going, I'm not I accidentally hit keep. All right, we're keeping. We're doing this thing. That was not what I meant to do. I mean, that's all right. They're gonna go on a little studied spell book. No, I thought they were gonna prepare themselves. And by prepare, no, they're hitting me with the bear. All right, well, yeah. Okay, so mathematics time. There are 51 cards left in my deck. 19 of those are lands. That's a lot. That is what we in the business refer to as a lot of lands. I'm going to put these boots on, and I am going to be no, we're not. All right. Okay. Hey, there we go. Let's go ahead. Hobart can at least dissuade a little bit of attacking. He is not who I need, but he's who's gonna have to work right now. I can hope that all the cards in their hand are kind of useless. Smaug the Magnificent. I mean, I'll block a Llanowar Elf all day long. In the immortal words of Steve Rogers, I can do this all day. Well, that's not gonna kill me. It's only gonna make me stronger. Never mind, it killed me. Okay. If I can get one land, we're still in business. One land. Well. No, I did not have fun because you've decided that drawing land is illegal. Someday I will in fact have land again. Someday that land will return to me, and I will be able to actually play Magic the Gathering as it's intended to play. But until that day, we are just going to get killed by dragons. Get eaten up. Someday the dragons will be nice to me. Someday. Bayou Billy Bones. I can appreciate that. Okay, so this is a little bit better. This is not the quickest start, but it is not a slow start. So we've got a turn 3 play if we need it. We've also got Ronan, who can take those Lava Spur Boots and put them to good work. They're going to put out a manifestation. All right, we are rocking and we're rolling here. Going to get some connive triggers. Boom. Wow, okay. I guess 6 damage is too scary. All right, we hit our dailies. We done did it. The dailies are over. I'm gonna go ahead and actually switch to a tinge of drafting. Let's draft it up a teeny little bit here. But we're gonna be weird about it. We're gonna go ahead and do some pick 2. Wait, did they take... there's pick 2. Okay. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna find some draft table. I'm gonna draft at the table here. Let's see. Oh, I need that Dwalin and Thorn. Yeah, there we go. Dory and Ori. We are so storied. Let's go. We're about to be so storied up in here. Oin. And Pinecone Strike is removal. I do like removal. I'm actually feeling kind of confident about this one so far. Dwarven Short Sword and a Ragged Short Spear. All right, we are doing the thing. This is actually turning out pretty nice. Literally the butterflies are okay. I don't like the boulder, but it is fixing and it is accidental removal, so we'll pick that. And it is artifact, so it will trigger storied as well. Don't like any of this, but I'll go ahead and take those two. All right. Great Goblin is playable in the deck, but I'm not doing anything with that. Eagle the Great Shelf is not a bomb, but is something. I'm just going to take the Goblin because I can. That pack was miserable. Could I see more Pinecone Strikes? Pretty please. I wish to strike with the Pinecone. Bomber. We are super going to get storied here. This Smoke actually has done good work for me, so I am going to grab him. I know he is a common, but I am not seeing any real removal so far. I'm just seeing a lot of dwarves, but hey, that's what I'm looking for too. If I could get the 1-cost dwarf that has cheap equipment costs, that would be super fun. 6 or more Sacket for a dragon card put in the battle. Yes. And for greater, target Dragon's artifact. Indestructible. That is going to bail me out of my own mistakes. Nori is perfect, and Dwarven Provisioner. We're rocking and rolling. More butterflies. That's all right. And got the short sword. Let's go. And Moment of Glory. Last pack. And Thorin. Oh, goodness gracious. We are doing the thing here. A Pinecone. Let's go get some more removal. A Dwarven's short sword. Believe it or not, spatula. Want to get some more equipment here. Go ahead and hopefully this next pick, I'm still looking for, no. Get some land. Misty Mountain's Cold has been ridiculous. And Gloin, yeah, there we go. And I honestly like Mountain King's Return, especially with the amount of things we have, 3 or less. That is going to definitely kick off. Kicking a lot of the off-color stuff out of the deck should also basically build this one. More 1-drops would be nice, but not mandatory. Vow to Erebor, yes please. Key to the side door just because it's playable. It also is a 1-drop, so, you know... Oh, got the Oin back. Lake Town. Not gonna play it, but I got it. All right. Let's go ahead and cut all the nonsense out. We are definitely Borosing. Need to cut roughly 9, which I think Moment of Glory is okay. Lake Town Lookout gets me some sort of loot function. That's removal. That is just perfect. I do have a lot of non-creatures in the deck. Scry 2 is fun. It will get me my story triggers a little bit easier. Key to the side door is also great when you have a stack of mana and nothing to do with it. 17 lands is about where we're at. The butterflies are great for combat tricks, and they're great in a pinch. But I really don't think... I think Thorn's Last Stand is honestly the weakest thing. The Eagles is hilarious, especially if I'm playing creatures pretty good. Ragged, I gotta cut 8 here. Whenever a mountain enters, I only have 8 mountains in the deck. But it has mountain cycling too, which is a problem I keep running into. I think I do need, and that's 4 or greater, that's decent in draft. The Provisioner is awful, but I'm low on creatures. I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of Boulder. And I got to get rid of 7. Eagle might not pay off. Smaug I'm keeping for removal. Thorin I'm keeping because that's one way to end a game. Gloin is a dwarf, so the few dwarf typal things I have in there will work with him. I'm starting to think, and then Mountain King's Return is... The last part of the saga is the weakest, but some recursion is pretty okay. Wish I would have grabbed that second Ori, but Legend Rule is always a pain. Vow to Erebor can save lives. I think the 2 drops are what we need to start cutting. I like having the double Oin though because he has haste as long as he's storied. I'm just gonna cut Last Light. I'm not gonna get 6 of my 8 mountains out. It's just not going to happen. Okay. This is where we're bumping into that weird point where it's like, what else can I even get rid of? Like maybe something in the 3s? Like, Bomber should be easy enough to hit storied. Dory is just plain money. And I do have a slight treasure background here going on. Key to the side door is great. I might just try to run this at 42 if I can cut the 2. Not cutting lands, though, obviously. The 3 Dwarven short swords, the dwarves will come out as 3 4s, which is really dang good. Oh, goodness. And I also then, that leads into Thorin. So once I draw Thorin, we're good. We're doing what we need to do. Short Spear is card draw. I think, but Vow to Erebor also is Trixie. Moment of Glory, we're going to cut that, and I need to cut at least 1 2 mana card. Or you know what? 1 Butterfly. There we go. That's 42. That's not perfect, but I'm getting sleepy, so if we're doing a draft before I pass out, we're just gonna make it easy and chill. We're going to not keep that miserable hand. Unless I just hit keep again, which I think I did. Yes, I did. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? You know what? Slightly less bad. Doubly less bad. All right, let's go. Let's make some money. Bilbo. Let's go ahead and just end turn there. Bilbo, we're going to go ahead and drop Smough. Let him resolve. And yeah, no, you're not doing that, buddy. You get the mythic Smough in your pool, you're gonna have to work for it. All right, that's just the word. That's the rules. I don't make these rules. I just enforce them. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead, drop Thorin. We're now storied. Go ahead and get that out. If Bilbo is allowed to have unblockable, I'm allowed to have unblockable. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're not going to let Bilbo be the only one with unblockable out here. We'll let Bilbo continue to loot. Oh, if I hit the button. We're on step 3. We get one more of this poor saga here. So we're not going to see the Misty Mountains cold all the way through. But hey, you know, I like money. Yeah, it's my turn. Would they like to pay the ward costs? And let's go ahead and a swing. Long-bodied dog. Goodbye, doggy. Was that necessary? Not really, but I really didn't want them to block there and take out Thorin because this ward is really good. And they've got 5 open. Unless I draw something better, Ori is going to get unblockable with Vigilance next turn. Okay, I wish I could just take the axe from the blacksmith. They do have enough to equip it though, so it is going to be a little bit harrowing. But you know what? It costs 2 in a tap, and it costs 2 to equip. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move that over there. We're going to go ahead and can't block Ori. Boom. Well, that was inevitable. But it's okay, because I can just keep passing the sword around. The sword goes to whoever needs it the most, and he is just dead set on looting. Bilbo has definitely been a thorn in my side here this whole game. But as long as Thorin does not eat removal, you know what? I'm A-okay. Will Thorin eat removal? Maybe. And you know what? I don't really want the recruit trigger, but I'm trying basically to see if I can get them to play out the rest of what's in. Yep. That was not what I thought it was going to be. They could have countered that. I can also use all of my treasure to bring Smough out. I can also just let them swing on me. Okay, so they're gonna River's Grasp. Do they have more? Because like I can literally just take this, move it to random dwarf A. Go ahead, can't be blocked. Random dwarf for the win! Let's go! His power of random dwarfing hath saved the day. Thorin, no one cares about Thorin. We care about Dwarf Token. Dwarf Token is the true hero of Arena. All right. Oin and Thorin and the Mountain King's Return and a Pinecone Strike. So we got a little bit of removal. We got a big old hasty boy. We can go ahead turn 3, play the Mountain King's Return, get some recruiting. In case Thorin dies, we have some sort of insurance, and then we swing with Oin on turn 3 at a bare minimum. Ooh, or each creature opponents, and we can start working towards that. So we've got some options here. I enjoy the options that we have presented. They're ramping over here. I really like the options presented now. Okay, so we're going to start off. Good old Thorin. We're not storied yet, but boy howdy, we're working on it. All right. Hoping they play something else. Yeah, Thrush. There we go. Let's Thrush it. Getting Thrushed. So weird seeing a colorless creature that's not an Eldrazi. Oh, and Thorn Mountain King. All right. So this is not the optimal play, but that Addercop is going to be a real pain later. Get exiled on. And we'll go ahead. We'll just swing with Thorn for now. If we draw next turn, we can get the Dwarven Short Sword. That would be nice. Well, we got Ori. And this is not really turning out the way I thought it was going to turn out, but you know, looks like we're going to eat some Bjorn to the face, but hey, that's the way Magic the Gathering goes sometimes. In my paper pre-release, I did play Elves and Bears together, so I get why their deck's working as good as is. They did not swing. Batter, swing. Okay. Well, I also didn't quite get what I needed here either. All right, we are now officially storied, but we are not going to let anything happen to our board if we can't help it. All right, that is landfall in a bad way. I do not like that. Bjorn's going up to a 7/7. I really don't like that. I can take 7. I also have to nip this in the bud. They probably have some sort of combat trick, but I can try to flush it out. Yep. And then we'll go ahead and bring back Ori. And then we've got some land. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have a plan. On the bird. They are putting all of their eggs in this one basket here. The Bjorn basket They are baby Bjorn. So we need to attach any number of equip. Okay, you control. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is gonna hurt on the bird as well. So bird is in fact the word. I'm not dead, but I need a way to deal with that. Well, 1, 2, I can get to 7, and that is not enough. Well, I am not out of the game. I am out of the game. That's a shame too, because they were straight up top deck city from that point on. That was going a lot better than I thought it was going to go until that last turn. That was the great decider there. But hey, I got to get a lot of dwarves. So even if I lose this next one, I got everything I wanted out of it. So what can I say? All right, good old Shadowheart. Got some good lands, got some good Nori, got some Thorin. Gonna start with Iron Hills and work our way down. Ceremonial Jimothy. Just color fixing over here, don't mind me. A 2/2 with first strike is always a good time. Let's go ahead and key and Thorin. Yeah, I really think they made Storied way too easy to pull off. I'm glad that Storied. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Look at me and my hubris here. But I really think Storied is, barring a counterspell, way too dang easy to get done. Okay, so first things first, we gotta play that way to get the short sword out. They could face block, and I don't want to do that. I do not want to lose Nori, because of course they got some Notary Hobbits. Which is gonna be a problem here, but we'll go ahead. All right, so we can untap. We can also just straight up go for unblockable is a thing we can do. I also want to get rid of the Notary Hobbits. I'm going to give them a choice of who they want to get rid of. Nope. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so they're gonna get this thing up to 5/5 right now. Or not, or they're just gonna play a gigantic big bear and he's just gonna come running in at me. You know what? That's do we have double white open or one white? Yes, we do. Okay, recruit. Oh, that's what we're gonna do here. We have the 2. We at 4. When Dwaylen enters or attacks, we can move that over and get some more honage. We can also 2, 3, 4, 5, but I don't think he's gonna block that way. And then we have our recruit, so we're gonna attack with both, and we're gonna see what he does. All right. I must hone my craft. Okay, so he's got a lot open. Let's see if this does the trick. Well, it gets countered. It does that. That is certainly a thing that it does. Okay, and then Vanguard Scoville Strike. No, we're gonna go back. We're gonna get that. And we're gonna do that. And we are going to got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to key the side door to make Dwalin unblockable so that we can better hone our Dwarven short sword. Okay, so given hexproof out like it's candy, but that also means, I mean, goodbye, Thorn. Okay, +1/+1. Let's get even bigger here. Okay, I was waiting for that to get bounced back to the top of my deck. But no, we continue. We do continue. The bear was definitely a surprise, but we're still in it. We were able to handle such a insurmountable goal. Very insurmountable, but we did it. And ready. Okay. Bombers out. So we're very storied here with this hand. We do not have an early play, which I probably will regret. But you know what? We've got a lot of 2-drops in the deck. It is very likely we're going to draw one. And if not, we've got a very obvious path to storied. Okay, and they're going ferocious here. Huh. That was definitely a choice they made. Trample and first strike if we do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and start off with that just to get the treasure token. 3-2, I can also take everything but the... or not. Okay, and that'll leave us with another a 2. 3 3s are the name of the game right now, but we can also put that out to just get stomped. Oh, but then we also have that. We have 2 open. Yeah, why not? And as far as attackers, let's swing, batter, batter, swing. There we go. First strike is great, isn't it? And vigilance. I like those things. I'm very vigilant. What can I say? I don't like Death Touch. Yeah, let's do that. And let's go ahead and to dissuade him, we're going to go ahead and give Bomber first strike. And wait till he declares blockers. Oh, he's thinking. Mama Trixie Hobbitses. Playing Dwarveses. Okay. Yep, that did it. That was exactly what we needed there. Deck is almost entirely one-ofs, but it is working because there are that many different named dwarves that all actually work good together. Whoever decided on the dwarves that they did an excellent job, I think. Grumpy Ghosts, the Ambitious. That is way too many lands, but we're gonna get to the Dwarven Short Sword very quickly. So I think it's a... Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get that out. The majority of things in our deck also have storied, so anything we draw into that's going to be storied. Yeah. Then you can play him next turn. That's such a good... Oh, and yep, we were rewarded for our hubris here. It's Nori time. Go ahead and start to do a little bit of treasure gain. I would have loved to have this in a more treasure heavy set. Well, that's gonna do that. I'm not gonna let you recruit, but I'll do everything else for you, bud. I could put Bomber out. Not gonna do anything else crazy. All right. So this is going to get a little bit silly with whoever they give +2/+2. I would have given it to the Lake Town Lookout. No, they did not even try. Oh, no. Okay, and it is 2 to equip, but I really, really want a dragon. So we're just going to end turn. Like, Roads Go Ever On is really neat, but only if you actually get the last part of the saga. And they just knew that I was going to face tank it, so they didn't even bother. Yeah. Okay, that is literally what I would do, but there's gonna be a big old dragon coming out now. Yeah, and we just get to keep everything. All right, so next turn we are going to, unless they have, it looks like they're gonna do Enchanted River's Grasp. I really don't know why they didn't save that for the dragon token. It was a little bit confusing. What they were I mean, yeah, okay. I'm just rolling in money here, man. I'm just... Like, we're just going to make the dragon unblockable. Okay. I mean, that's fine. That's... I will not do that. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. That would be too much to... You know what? We're greedy. We are greedy. We're gonna do that. Just gonna swing for 4 unblockable. Because once again, they've been playing a lot of cool stuff, but none of it is really going anywhere. And next turn, that dragon's gonna be like a 9 unblockable in the air. I mean, in the air doesn't really matter unless they somehow get rid of the key to the side door. And they're doing great, getting a lot of lands. They can bring out a flyer. They got Belladonna Took. I'm just gonna let the Lake Town Lookout through to attack. Like, I'm not gonna do nothing to fight it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to move this over and just make a big old Dargon. Like, I don't... Just gonna 2-turn. There you go, you get one more, buddy. And we'll go ahead and vow. We'll vow to Erebor. All right. They're drawn. Oh no, I've got to mill some cards. That was the first time this game they've gotten the Bard trigger off. I mean, yeah, that's 2 Dwarven Greatswords. That is unfair. That makes me sad. They could bring the butterflies out. They're not going to attack. I guess that was some sort of calculated risk. Are they going to River's Grasp on? Okay, they're going to try to draw into it. They may have enough. They're going to make me mill. They're going to get a +1/+1 on the lifelink. Their deck is, in fact, doing the thing that they wanted it to do. And we're just going to go ahead and try to win the game. Yay! We done did it. All right. This is turning around because I believe we are last game. Yep. Here we... Oh, no. That was 4. I can't even do math this late at night. That was, in fact, 4. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's open her up. Oh, something good. Dane's Company. I love that. More dwarfs. Dane Ironfoot. Let's go. And you know what? Mythic. I wanted a rare wild card, but you know what? I will add another mythic to the pile. That was a pretty good way to end the night. Right on. Well, do appreciate everybody checking out the stream here. Also, anyone that is watching the VOD of this later, my name's Clint. This is Mana Cooler. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out Mana Cooler at YouTube, The Mana Cooler at TikTok. I've also got an Instagram. I've got a link tree in bio as well. I try to do at least one funny video a day, more or less. So yeah, if you like some good Magic content, feel free to check me out. Feel free to let me know what you want to see. Maybe that's what we'll do too. Other than that, I've got plenty of ideas for days and days and days. But with that, I think that was a good little 2-hour stream there. We'll go ahead and call that for now. And take it easy.